The spark that ignites revolutions. How ordinary people fuel extraordinary change in an era where headlines scream of political upheaval and grassroots movements demanding justice. There's a quiet revolution happening in the hearts and minds of everyday people. This is not merely about protest signs and marches, it's about the profound shift occurring when individuals decide they can no longer remain passive witnesses to injustice. The power to inspire change lies within each person who dares to question the status quo and act upon those questions. Whether through digital campaigns that go viral or neighborhood initiatives tackling local issues, every action contributes to a larger tapestry of transformation. Redefining activism in the modern age. Activism today has evolved far beyond traditional picket lines and sit-ins. It now encompasses a vast spectrum from online petitions to decentralized community organizing efforts. The rise of technology has democratized access to information, empowering individuals with tools once reserved for powerful institutions. This new era of activism emphasizes inclusivity and intersectionality, recognizing that social change must address overlapping systems of oppression. Movements like #Black Lives Matter exemplify how modern activists weave together racial justice, economic equity, and gender equality in their demands. Smartphones have become instruments of resistance as much as communication devices. From live streaming police brutality to coordinating protests via apps, technology enables real-time documentation and mobilization at unprecedented scales. Digital literacy. Understanding how to use social media effectively without falling prey to misinformation is crucial for modern activists. Data analysis. Tools like Google Analytics help track campaign performance and adjust strategies accordingly. Cybersecurity. Protecting personal data while advocating online requires knowledge of encryption and secure platforms. The environmental movement demonstrates another facet of contemporary activism, leveraging scientific research alongside public outreach. Climate scientists working hand-in-hand with youth organizers create compelling narratives that drive policy changes across nations. Youth-led climate strikes have forced governments worldwide to confront urgent ecological challenges head-on. These actions show that age is irrelevant when it comes to driving meaningful societal transformations. The psychology behind sustained movement. Building sustainable social movements require understanding human behavior patterns and psychological triggers that motivate collective action. Research indicates that individuals are most likely to engage when they perceive both efficacy and urgency in their cause. Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I Have a Dream" speech remains influential precisely because it combined vivid imagery with concrete goals. His ability to articulate a vision made abstract ideals tangible enough for people to believe in and work toward. Studies suggest that group identity plays a critical role in sustaining activism over time. When individuals feel part of a broader community fighting for shared values, they're more resilient against discouragement or burnout. The role of emotional intelligence in leadership. Effective leaders understand that emotional intelligence isn't just about managing feelings but also about harnessing them constructively. Leaders who demonstrate empathy build stronger connections with followers, creating trust essential for long-term commitment. A study published in the Journal of Social Issues found that leaders exhibiting high levels of self-awareness were twice as effective in mobilizing communities compared to less emotionally intelligent counterparts. Emotional regulation skills allow leaders to maintain composure during crises, which helps prevent panic among supporters. This stability becomes contagious, reinforcing collective resolve even under pressure. Moreover, compassionate leadership fosters inclusive environments where diverse perspectives flourish. Such spaces naturally generate innovative solutions to complex problems facing society today. Crafting compelling narratives for impact. Inspiring change begins with storytelling, not just any story, but ones that resonate deeply with audiences' values and experiences. Effective narratives bridge the gap between individual struggles and universal themes of justice and freedom. Storytelling techniques vary depending on context. In classrooms, educators might use historical accounts to illustrate ongoing struggles for civil rights. Community meetings benefit from personal anecdotes that highlight immediate concerns affecting residents. Visual elements significantly enhance narrative impact. Photographs capturing moments of triumph after hardship often carry more persuasive weight than written reports alone. Documentaries blend visual evidence with emotive music to create powerful calls to action. Authenticity remains key in storytelling. Audiences quickly detect insincerity, so stories must reflect genuine experiences rather than polished PR messages designed only to please donors. Building coalitions across divides. Lasting change rarely comes from isolated efforts. Successful movements thrive by bringing together disparate groups united by common objectives yet differing in approaches. This coalition building strengthens advocacy efforts while fostering mutual learning opportunities. Historically marginalized communities contribute unique insights gained from lived experience. Their inclusion ensures that solutions address root causes rather than superficial symptoms of systemic issues. Interfaith dialogues offer models for cross-cultural collaboration. By focusing on shared moral principles despite doctrinal differences, such exchanges promote unity around core ethical values central to many world religions. Technology facilitates these collaborations through virtual meeting platforms, allowing global participation regardless of geographical limitations. Online forums enable continuous dialogue between members from different backgrounds and regions. Educating future generations through action learning education systems play pivotal roles in cultivating future changemakers by integrating experiential learning methods that emphasize civic responsibility and critical thinking skills. Schools implementing service learning programs report higher student engagement rates. Action-based education encourages students to identify local problems and develop practical solutions. This process builds problem-solving abilities while instilling confidence in young people regarding their capacity to effect positive change. School partnerships with NGOs provide authentic learning experiences where students apply classroom knowledge to real-world situations. Such collaborations foster deeper understanding of social dynamics influencing daily life choices. Critical pedagogy approaches challenge conventional teaching methods by prioritizing student voice and agency. Educators employing these techniques cultivate classrooms where questioning authority becomes normalized as part of intellectual development. Navigating challenges without losing momentum. No significant movement progresses unchallenged. Antagonistic forces inevitably emerge seeking to undermine progress through disinformation campaigns or legislative barriers aimed at restricting activist activities. Resilience develops through strategic planning involving risk assessments and contingency measures. Organizations investing resources into legal defense mechanisms protect themselves against potential repression tactics. Adaptive leadership proves vital during turbulent times. Visionary leaders capable of pivoting strategies based on changing circumstances sustain momentum amidst uncertainty. Mental health support structures ensure participants don't succumb to burnout. Regular check-ins and professional counseling services help manage stress associated with sustained activism. Fostering sustainable practices within movements. Social change initiatives must prioritize sustainability to avoid becoming flashpoints before achieving lasting impact. Environmental considerations extend beyond carbon footprints to include resource management practices, ensuring longevity. Economic viability becomes essential as movements scale up operations. Diversified funding streams reduce dependence on single sources vulnerable to political pressures or donor fatigue. Organizational transparency maintains credibility and attracts continued support. Clear reporting mechanisms showing expenditures aligned with stated missions reinforce trust among constituents. Balancing idealism with pragmatism allows movements to evolve without compromising core values. While remaining committed to lofty aspirations, realistic timelines and measurable outcomes help maintain stakeholder investment. Measuring success beyond traditional metrics. Evaluating success shouldn't rely solely on numbers achieved but should consider qualitative shifts indicating cultural transformation. Changes in public opinion surveys may signal evolving attitudes towards previously accepted norms. Indicators like increased voter turnout following awareness campaigns reveal growing political consciousness among citizenry. However, measuring true empowerment requires looking at behavioral changes rather than mere statistical improvements. Longitudinal studies tracking generations exposed to progressive reforms help assess whether initial gains translate into enduring societal benefits decades later. Ultimately, assessing impact involves asking fundamental questions. Are we building a better world? Does our work genuinely advance human dignity and opportunity for all? Conclusion: inspiring change is not about grand gestures alone, but about nurturing the flame of possibility in every individual willing to ignite it. It means believing that ordinary people possess extraordinary capacity for shaping destiny when empowered with knowledge and purpose. To be agents of change requires courage to speak truthfully about injustices witnessed firsthand and determination to persist despite obstacles encountered along the way. Every step taken towards creating a fairer world matters immeasurably, beginning right here, right now.